After watching the last episode of Season 3 of Invincible, I believe that it is safe to say that Cecil is actively trying to destroy any relationships he has with the heroes of Earth. Between the Invincible War and the destruction that Conquest has caused, it is fair to say that there needs to be transparency and trust between Cecil, who is the head of the GDA, and everyone who is going to put their lives on the line to save the planet. However, Cecil clearly does not believe that, and his actions after what happened with Conquest prove that.
We don't have a choice, Donald. He's in a 400-ton block of tungsten steel alloy 6 miles underground. He's gonna tell us everything about the Viltrum Empire and how to stop them.
One of Cecil's biggest mistakes in the entire show lies in his decision to allow Conquest to live for questioning, despite the grave threat Conquest represents to both Mark and the world at large. The only reason that Conquest was defeated was because of Eve and Mark. They almost died trying to stop him, and only succeeded when Eve got a last-minute power-up which allowed Mark to beat him.
Go! Cecil! I need you, Cecil! Touch her!
But Cecil does not care about that, and chooses to spare Conquest's life with the hope of extracting valuable information. This decision solidifies what we know about Cecil's character. He believes that he knows what is best for the protection of Earth and does not care about what anyone else feels or thinks. He cannot ever be convinced that he is wrong or that his methods are actually hurting the heroes that are trying to protect Earth. And what further compounds the damage is the lie Cecil tells Mark. After the battle, Cecil assures Mark that Conquest is dead, even going so far as to show him a fake body in an attempt to convince him that he is really dead. In doing so, Cecil deliberately withholds the truth from Mark, fostering an even greater sense of betrayal and mistrust. Mark is left to believe that his victory was complete and that Conquest will never be coming back. Yet the reality is that Conquest is still alive and imprisoned, a fact Cecil knows full well.
Where's Conquest?
He's dead, Mark. You killed him.
Where's his body? Burn it.
And as soon as he regains consciousness,
This deception only serves to undermine Mark's already fragile trust in Cecil, the very person who should be trusting the heroes who will be fighting to protect Earth. This is especially bad because of the change of thinking that Mark undergoes after Conquest's defeat. He becomes convinced that Oliver's approach, one that involves killing villains to protect those he loves, is the right course of action. Mark, now feeling the weight of loss and the deep scars left by his encounters with powerful villains, decides that he needs to adopt a more lethal approach in order to ensure the safety of his family. In this context, Cecil's actions only exacerbate Mark's disillusionment. By sparing Conquest and lying about it, Cecil reinforces Mark's perception that the systems in place, systems designed to protect the world from threats, are failing. This is further compounded by the fact that Cecil is not forthcoming about the real reasons behind his decision.
You were right. You were right about the Maulers. You were right about Angstrom. So if anyone else ever puts my family or anyone I love at risk, I won't hesitate to kill them.
If Cecil had taken the time to be honest with Mark about the importance of keeping Conquest alive for strategic purposes, perhaps Mark could have understood his actions better, or at the very least, they could talk about it, and maybe Mark and Cecil could start working together again against a common enemy. Instead, Cecil's secrecy and dishonesty served to deepen the rift between them, making it clear that Mark cannot trust him. Ultimately, Cecil's mistakes go beyond just one decision. They represent a broader failure to understand the consequences of his secrecy and his obsession with control. His tendency to operate in the shadows, keeping vital information from Mark, only creates more problems and distrust. Where Mark seeks clarity and truth, Cecil offers manipulation and deceit.